acting, working. There is no one that is not functioning in this world without the presence of the soul. The soul is that silent passenger. And being the silent passenger, it is also the silent observer. Being the silent observer, it is he also that receives the punishment of what the mind does. The mind is the commander and the soul is just the emperor. The mind is the prime minister, which is what? Where the mind is the field of activity. And the soul is that which is trapped in the field of activity. And because the soul is trapped in the field of activity, it is trying life after life to undo the mess, to undo the difficulty, the things that it has done, so that it can come back to its original state. And in the process of this, the soul jumps from one reality to another reality. It travels from one dimension of existence to another dimension of existence. It travels in between different planets. It experiences life in these different planets. And the soul comes back with these experiences that it has had in these different planets. These experiences becomes what? Its memories. And because the experiences becomes the memory of the soul, once in a while the soul is tormented by the experiences that it has. And because the soul, once in a while, relieves these experiences in the form of memory. In the form of memory. It is not able to really distinguish and differentiate what is real from what is not real. And because it's not able to differentiate what is real from what is not real, the soul is trapped in what is called a somnambulistic sleep. And being in a somnambulistic sleep, the soul is trying to redream itself back to reality. It's like I'm sleeping in a sleep where I am dreaming that I am awake. We are all in a deep sleep, and in this deep sleep, we are dreaming that we are awake. And that is the complexity of the soul. That it is able to be in one place, remain dormant in that place, not affected by what is happening in that place, but in that place also, it is also not there. The soul is there, but at the same time is not there. It is present, but at the same time it is not present. It is seen, but at the same time it is not seen. In these different complexities of the soul, man has tried to find where is the seat of the soul. To so many of you that have been in my classes, you might have heard me giving you an explanation of where the seat of the soul is. But now let us go a bit further. Why does the soul visit other planets? Why do you dream of seeing yourself in places that are totally different from your current environment? Why do you dream of seeing? Some people dream of seeing themselves in the stars. Some people dream of seeing themselves, deep underneath the ocean. Some people dream of seeing themselves, in a different planet. Why Do you dream of seeing yourself in these different places and in reality, you are not even there? In reality, it is not possible that you are going to be there, but you dream of it. Some people that are very good at creating imaginative stories out of their head. Should we say that the imaginative stories that people create out of their head is simply nothing but memories of some certain life that they have lived, but that memory lingers? That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. There are many of the fictions that a lot of people, right now there's a new genre of movies which is called the science fiction. Fictions, which means that which is not real, it is a fiction. It is not real, but everyone connects to it. That of dragons breathing fire, mages shooting, incantations from their staffs and their wands, and everyone is under the mesmerism of the invocation of the sage. Why do people get attracted to that? If it is not an existence, a memory that the soul is identifying with because it has lived it before. The complexities of the soul is so dynamic, and at the same time it is so intricate that the more you try to untangle it and you try to understand it, the more bewildered a person becomes. You have been born in the planet Saturn before. You have lived a life in a planet called Mercury before. You have lived a life in a planet that is totally not yet understood by humans, but your consciousness have lived in that planet. You have had relationship with the people there. You have, you are nothing but a traveler in this body. And hence I call you, hello stranger, hello traveler. You are a traveler. And being a traveler, you have traveled in different bodies, you have traveled in different lands, you have traveled in different places. How is it that a soul jumps from one culture to another culture? The same soul, which is the same you, is experiencing the same thing again and again in different ways, but the same thing. You are jumping from one culture of civilization to another culture of civilization. You are jumping from one religion to another religion. Your soul is jumping. You are jumping from one country to another country. You are jumping from one life force to another life force. At the same time, you are jumping in between different planetary dimensions. The same you, the immortality of your soul, the complexity of your soul. How is it that a man is born in Africa, but he's having memories of a person that lived in America? How is it that a woman is born in Argentina, but feels inside of themselves, they feel, I don't think I'm from Argentina, I think I am from Africa. How is that so? How is it that people that are born white, full, the body colored is white, they don't feel that they are white, they don't feel white, they want to go into the forest of Africa, and they're very comfortable in staying in the forest of Africa? And how is it that some people that are born black, that are born with the complexion of melanin, which is what I have and what you have, people are born with this complexion, they don't like that complexion, but they want to leave. They are ready to leave their home and go straight to another foreign country and stay there, and they feel so much at ease and at home there. How is it so? What is the complexity around the soul that makes the soul not want to identify with a particular group, but identifies with another group? How is it so? How is it so? How is it that it is only a group of persons that give a certain anxiety and a certain, disturbance to a particular person, and not everybody? It is not everyone that is in the village that suffers the curse of the village. It is impossible. But a group of people suffers. How is it so? What is the uniqueness of the soul, that the soul is able to remember itself and is able to remember the people that are connected to the activities it has done in the past and is able to trace them? But because of our identification, because of what? Too much identification that we have with our environment, too much identification that we have with, everything that is going on around us, we start thinking that I am not this, but it comes to you in your dreams. You get tormented by this in your dreams. Even sometimes you just sit and you start daydreaming of yourself in a different way of life, in a different parallel universe. Sometimes some people, they dream and they feel that they are different things. To understand the complexities of the soul, let us take an empirical view at this. Let us look at this empirically. When I mean empirically, means let us look at it practically. Let us look at it practically, in the sense of, look at what is happening around you right now. Let us look at what is happening around us. How is it that someone is born in extreme difficulty? Someone is born in extreme difficulty, extreme sadness. Practically everything in life was set against the individual from the moment the person was born. But every time that person is always daydreaming that they are very wealthy. How is that so? How is it that someone is born in extreme difficulty, extreme poverty? The body itself is not so very nicely looking. But this person feels or believes that they are a celebrity. But they are not celebrities. But they believe that they are celebrities, and they do things and they carry themselves like that. You go and check some of the local people you see in your village. What is it? What is this memory that is tormenting these people that looks so real that they now start translating that memory externally? What changes in the life of a person after the age of 17? No, after the age of 14. What changes in the life of a person? What changes the trajectory of a person, of an individual's, journey? What changes? How is it that someone is so brilliant? There are people, when you were young, you were in a class with certain people, they were like so brilliant. Like when you hear these people speak, they are so brilliant. Like they are the ones that get the first class, of every test, of every exam, they get the first. But those brilliant people right now, their life is totally a mess. And how is it that those ones that never have very good that are not even brilliant, those ones that were laughed a lot about in the school, those ones that, look as if they are a big mess, they are appearing to become more stable. They are more stable, financially and otherwise. So then, is education, being educated, is it a criteria for success? No. Then we can then ask ourselves, why is it that some people still long for education, even after they are very old? They still long for education. Even though everything is against them, they are ready to sacrifice everything for education. And they are not getting anything out of it. To understand the complexities of the soul, we must understand how the different activities that we've done in our past lives, how it comes back in this lifetime to torment us. How the activities that we've done in the past life, every one of us is doing nothing but just continuing from where they stopped in their past life. Everyone. And because we are all continuing from where we stopped in our past life, we just pick up from there. There are so many knowledge that we have right now This knowledge are not knowledge that we were taught. It's just knowledge that we just find ourselves just doing it. Because what? Everyone is picking up from where they started, from where they stopped in their past life. Now the question can be, where you stopped in your past life might be when you were 21 years old. It can also be that where you stopped in your past life might be when you were 60 years old. And hence, it becomes that around when you get to that particular age, that knowledge, everything that you've associated yourself with in the past life just become, boom, fully downloaded upon you. And be like, then you're still like, oh, I know this. There are so many things that you know, but you cannot really say, this is how I started knowing it. To understand the complexities of your existence, you must understand how past life works. And how each and every one of us are nothing but what? A continuation of a particular past. Now that continuation can, sometimes is not in the same demographic location. The continuation is not in the same demographic location. Some of you were kings in your past life. And because you were kings in your past life, that knowledge is still there. Some of you were warriors, soldiers in your past life. And because you were warriors and soldiers in your past life, when you talk to people, when you meet people, your conversation is just always like that. And people are like, why are you always like this? Why do you talk like this? Why are you commanding? You don't want to be like that, but your conversation always end up like that because what? Your past life is still present within you. Your past life is still what? It's still present within you. And it is influencing every single thing you do. How you talk, how you don't talk. It is influencing it all. Some people that were leaders in their past life, people naturally gather around them, but they don't know why people gather around them. Because they were leaders in their past life. People, when they speak, even though they have a very diseased body, like their body is very weak, but their words carry weight. Everything you are doing right now, you see, there is a contradiction here, which is what you don't like to do is what you have mastered a lot in your past life. But that which you have mastered a lot in your past life is that which gives you the financial stability in this lifetime. So meaning that everyone is doing nothing but what? Just continuing from where they stopped. Now, if a person have been to other planet and come back, how does it influences them? They don't want to look like humans. They want to disfigure their body to look as, to have that feel of what they were in their past life. That is a fact. That is a fact. This is a fact. There was once a man in his past life. This man, let me explain it this way to make it easily understandable by people. Once, there was a man. This man was so nice to people. So very nice to people. One day he had a business idea. And he is considered to be a respectable man. Because when he speaks, his words, he does not go back on his words. So one day, this man had a business idea and he went to meet his friend and asked his friend, my dear friend, please, can you borrow me money for this business idea that I have? I want to do this business because I feel that if I do this business, it might bring me some financial stability. So the friend said, okay, borrow the money to the friend. This man went and started doing the business. By good fortune, the business started working nicely. The business started picking up. And as the business is picking up, he started living nicely. His life was okay. Everything was going nicely for him. But Hello? So this man, his business was doing very nicely. The business was booming, but he did not go back to give his friend the money. In his mind, he was thinking that the friend has borrowed him this money. So what he's going to do is that he will add up some more money to the money that he has taken from his friend and give it back to his friend. His intentions was very good. His intentions was very good. Very, very good was his intention. But then it so happened that his friend died. His friend died. And because the friend died, he could not give the money to the friend. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim. Because the friend died, he could not give the money to the friend. On the day that the friend was to be buried, he went to the house of the friend and he never spoke anything to anybody in the family as to what has happened between him and his friend, that his friend borrowed him money. He never said anything, never said anything. And because he did not say anything, nobody knew, because it was just between him and his friend. Rather, he felt happy. Okay, the friend has died, so he does not have to pay back that money that he has taken again. So, all right. After some years, this man, he has become so rich and so wealthy, but now he does not have a child. There is no child. He was restless. What is going to happen to all of this wealth that I have gathered, I have struggled to gather? Who is going to be the one to take care of this wealth? So he prayed and prayed and prayed, and as it may happen, he got a child. When he got the child, he was happy. Finally, I have a child. He got a male son. Now, this male son, he was happy. He trained the male son in the best of all education, in the best of everything, in everything that is good. He trained the son. When the son started getting to teenage years, the son started stealing from the father. There is no cause as to why the son is supposed to steal, because he has everything. But the son started stealing from the father, started taking from the father. And it got to such an extent that the son started wasting the father's money. He wasted the father's money. All the money that the man has struggled to gain and to gather, the child wasted it all. When this man, seeing all of this, his heart was broken. He was so dejected. He was so sad that all of these things that I have struggled to get, all of these things that I have worked so hard to get, this child is just rubbishing and is taking away everything. So he inquired, what is it that I have done to this child that is making this child to give me this kind of punishment of wasting my money? Then he was told, you see, this child was your friend in your past life. And because the child was your friend in your past life, your friend borrowed you money. And because he borrowed you money, you did not return back the money to your friend when he died. And because you did not return back the money to the friend, neither did you give back the money to the family of the friend when they died, because you were thinking that your life is good now, you don't have to pay back the debt. And because of that, your friend has come back to take back all the money that rightfully belonged to him with interest. Thank you very much, Amra. Because of that, and thank you very much, Jane. Because of that, that friend that passed away, it has been arranged that he's going to come back into your life and take back all the money, spend all the money that you have, that you should have given to him. The money you're supposed to give him this amount, but you did not give. So what happened? The universal interest. And because of that universal interest, you have to pay 10 times more. And he was so shocked. Out of that shock, he died, and all his wealth ended. At the same time, a lot of us, we are also in situations like this. Do you understand? A lot of us, we are also what? In situations like this. And because we are also in situations like this, we are all paying debts to each other. But the problem is we don't know that we are paying debts to each other. Neither do we want to accept that we are paying debts to each other. But that's what we are all doing. Everyone is a debt payer. I'm paying off a debt. I'm paying off a debt. You are paying off a debt. And everyone that is in your life, your husband, your wife, your children, your father, your brothers, your sisters, everyone that is in your life are all the people you have owed debts to in your past life. And they are you are paying them back, or they are paying you back with interest. So now, if this is it, then the complexities of the soul is so high. The complexity of how the soul moves, how it leaves one place, like it's basically like, I need to pay off this debt to this person. When I finish paying this debt to this person, then I need to go to another person who I owed another debt and continue the payment. Or this person owed me some debt in the past life, so now I'm going to go to him and take back the reward of all the debt that he owes me. When you understand this complexity, then you understand why certain things is happening in our life. And then you will understand why you should not lament for many things that is happening in your life. Majority of the reason why we cry, majority of the reason why we lament for the so many things that is happening in our life is because, one, we think that we are very innocent. We think that we are such a good person. I'm such a good man. I'm such a good man. I'm such a good woman. Why should this thing happen to me? Too much identification. Too much identification. That I'm so good. And some of us, we believe that when we start worshiping God, so we should not get any punishment. And when we get punishment because we are worshiping God, and while we are worshiping God, we start thinking that something must be wrong. Why? I'm such a special person. Do you know what it means to worship God? It is special. It's only people that are special that are able to worship God. And when you get problem, why? So I'm not special anymore? God, where is your eyes? Where is your eyes, God? Have you forsaken me? Why have you forsaken me? Many of you have asked that question. Be truthful. Be truthful. Be truthful to yourself and ask and tell me. Have you not asked that question? Yeah? You've asked that question. Isn't it? Why? Oh, why me? Why me? Why only me? Am I the only person that is bad? Oh, yes. You are. So long in that particular circumstances, in that particular situation, yes. Yes. So if you understand the complexities of how the soul journeys from one life to another life, how the soul is simply doing nothing but the soul is just busy paying off its debt. Even right now, I'm talking to you guys right now, you are hearing my voice. It's also a debt payment. That is the truth. That is the truth. But when we start taking it in a different way, or start thinking that we are entitled to certain things, then what's going to happen? The universe is going to disappoint us in certain ways. This is why you will see there are certain people, you will meet certain people. These people don't have anything to do for you. You know, they don't need anything from you, but they just help you. Either you are in a particular difficulty and these people just came and they just help you, and the moment they finish, they go. A lot of people have been in that circumstance. A lot of people have been in that circumstance where certain people just come into their life, they just help them. Maybe the help can be with money. The help can also be, to set them up, in some certain ways. And the moment that is done, they just go. They go can be that maybe the person may just die. Or something will happen, your connection with that person or your communication with that person just get bad. And they'll be like, what is happening? A lot of people have experienced that a lot of times, and they are very depressed. Like, why? When people come into my life and they help me, they want to stay, all of a sudden they just disappear. What can I do to make people always stay in my life? A lot of people have always asked that question. Or I've gone to so many spiritual people to ask that question. Is it not so? Is it not so? I want people to stay in my life. But why people not stay in my life? Many people have asked that question. Why are people not staying in my life? Why? It is because they are just paying off a debt. And no one is meant to stay in your life. No one. No one is meant to stay in your life. Sometimes the soul travels to a different planet. Sometimes the soul travels to a different planet, experiences life in that planet, and when it comes back to the earth, it feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable. And because it feels uncomfortable, it looks for opportunities and it looks for ways to free itself. It looks for ways to free itself. There are people that, they just want to unalive themselves. There is no reason. They are born in very wealthy family. They have everything you can ask of in life. Everything you can ask of. But they just feel like they don't belong to the earth. Have you met people like that? They just feel that what? They don't belong to the earth. And because they feel they don't belong to the earth, what do they want to do? They just want to unalive themselves. Why? What is it that the soul is carrying? What is the heavy burden that the soul is carrying? That it feels, I'm not okay anymore. I'm not, they feel, there are people, they just feel not okay. Thank you very much, Amra. They just feel not okay, and hence, they want to unalive themselves. These are many of the complexities of the human existence. These are many of the complexities of the soul. These are many of the complexities of what the soul passes through. It is not because of lack of knowledge. I know people that have knowledge. Like when I talk about knowledge, their knowledge is burning. Their brain is burning with knowledge. It's burning with... There's no book you can talk about that their brain is not burning with it. It is burning. And because their brain is burning with this knowledge, they still feel there's this emptiness that is inside. Why? Because the soul it wants to be connected to something. It needs to be connected to something. And when that connection is not there, it still feels, no, it's not correct yet. It's not correct yet. It's not correct yet. It's not correct yet.